Welcome to BrainFuse. My name is Elise, and I'm hosting the webinar today. For those of you who are new to BrainFuse, we started our online tutoring services in late 1990s. And before that, we offered in-person and group tutoring. We also provided academic advisory services, work experience evaluations, and translations. The cornerstone of our services is live tutoring. It's shown by this diagram. We do something unique in our approach where students get an all-in-one learning experience, including an intensive personalized test prep, and at the college's discretion, access to both BrainFuse and faculty tutors from the institution. And there are two ways to go about doing that. One is using the office hours. And office hours, even though we include it in the student guide booklet and also in the flyers, this is a feature that we don't necessarily release to every client, every institution, because not every institution wants it. But office hours is one way where you can have a kind of hybrid program where students have access to your tutors, your faculty tutors, or maybe you want to run a structured tutoring program where the faculty is using our platform to tutor their students. In any case, as you will soon see, students have a wide range of services, as you can tell from looking at our platform, and everything is customizable. So as I mentioned, office hours, unless the institution decides to use it, we take it off. And same thing with all these other features. If there's a change in your students' needs and you want to take off certain features to focus on a certain area, for instance, live help and writing lab, and you're not interested in anything else, let us know. We'd be more than happy to customize these buttons for you. So for those institutions who are only interested in live help and writing lab, you don't see any of these other tabs either. Okay, so there's a wide range of services, and they flow seamlessly together or can be used as a standalone depending on the student's learning style. So for instance, for those institutions who want to make available for their students a cheaper version of a more expensive test prep, GRE can be a standalone. So then the only button that they'll see, the students will see, will be GRE. Okay, today's focus is going to be on office hours, and also unless you plan to have a structured and rather large, organized faculty tutoring, online tutoring program, if it's something that's random that your faculty would like to have access to, that is having scheduled online sessions with their students, then we recommend using Meet, because it's really very easy to use. There's no need to pre-register a faculty tutor username. It's very easy to use. However, if you want, as I mentioned, if you want something more organized, you may want to go with office hours. But again, unless you have a very large program, or you plan on having a very large program, then Meet may be the way to go. And also the other option is office hours is more of a pre-scheduled session where students see, when they click on this, the list of professors or instructors who are making themselves available, the subjects that they do. However, if you want your faculty to just make themselves available randomly, where students don't really see the usernames, it's not pre-scheduled, so students just log in during the access hours. They have access to BrainFuse, and let's say they choose calculus. And you also have your tutors from the institution who tutor that subject, and they schedule themselves in. Then we have smart routing, where a student will be first routed to the institution's tutors, professors or faculty instructors first if the faculty tutor is available, and our tutors will be a backup. So that students have a single sign-on, literally speaking, where they choose a subject area, such as math, for instance, and they click on Get Live Help. And if their professor is available, they happen to be online, then they'll be connected. Again, office hours is more pre-scheduled, where students get to see the names of the people that they're connecting with. So how is the office hours used? Well, you're going to need at least 2 links. So one is the student website. And by the way, once your faculty, they have created the BrainFuse username using the tutor link, this, for instance, you get a link like this, tutor dot and the name of the institution, brainfuse.com. Once they register their username, then they don't necessarily have to go to tutor dot. For instance, here it's brower.florida.brainfuse.com, but they can just go to the student site and just put in their faculty tutor username, and they'll get their the tutor homepage instead of the student homepage, which is what you're looking at right now. So now the usernames, again, the great thing about the BrainFuse platform is that you have so many choices. And so let's say you decide to go with office hours because you like to have something more structured in terms of faculty tutoring their students or students from the college in general. But you don't really have, the institution is not going to spend money having a manager watching over these sessions. So then they need to have something that's low maintenance. So then you can ask us to create the usernames for the faculty, tutor usernames, or have the faculty register on their own. And so they'll get a registration page like this, choose their username. And then when they click on next, they're going to see the list of subjects that they can approve themselves for. And that's it. And then they're registered as a tutor, and when they log in, so for instance, let me log in. This is one of the, okay, so this is the tutor homepage. And tutors also can just go to Meet and have a Meet session. For office hours, in order to schedule yourself for an office hours session, click on Add New Session. And you have these choices. You can have office hours, prearranged sessions, which is similar to office hours, except it's more of a one-to-one setting. And on-call will be if the faculty, they just decide they're going to make themselves available for a block of time without having the students see their username. So that would be on-call goes with live help that I mentioned previously. But with office hours, you schedule yourself in, and then the student, from their end, this is a student page, they're going to see here the list of professors and faculty who've scheduled themselves in the block of time that when they're available, and they just click on the link, and they get connected to the person that they want. Now, I also mentioned earlier in the webinar that office hours is like pre-scheduling, and it is, but there is a difference between office hours and prearranged, as I mentioned before, just now. Prearranged is more one-to-one, and also there's no guessing involved. So with office hours, when I ask the student, go in here, there's no guarantee that I'll see my professor here. But with prearranged sessions, it's a given that both parties know that they're getting a prearranged session. So the students will see the prearranged session in My Calendar. And My Calendar is also where you will find any kind of pre-scheduled session, whether it be with the faculty from the institution, or let's say the student decides they want to have a pre-scheduled session with our tutors, which would be Tutor Match. And by the way, if you decide to have a true single sign-on where students have access to both your tutors and our tutors through Live Help, and also customize these subjects for you. So for instance, one of our clients, they offer paralegal studies, which we do not do. Our tutors do not do at this time. Then when the student comes in here, they choose paralegal, they want to have a pre-scheduled session. And there's no guarantee which tutor they'll get, but they want to pre-schedule something. They click here, and they can see the list of the tutors that are available from the institution. For those subjects that overlap, like calculus or accounting, then the students can see the list of our tutors and the institution's tutors. Again, this is the setup that I'm talking about is really for institutions that are really interested in having a robust online tutoring program using our platform. And the best part is it could be a hybrid, where for subjects that overlap, such as calculus, accounting, etc., if your tutors are not available, then students can always, as a backup, connect with our tutors. Because unless the faculty are getting paid separately, it can be difficult encouraging them to log on. So for those faculty members who are on their own interested in having online sessions, study group sessions, etc., again, Meet is the way to go. And I believe in the general webinar that Jamie Wallace from our company did, from Brainfuse did, he did go over the Meet feature in detail. If not, please let us know, and we'll be happy to do another webinar just focusing on the Meet feature. And then the use for the Meet feature is also found in our student booklet. The main difference between the Meet whiteboard and the regular student whiteboard is it's designed for a group, so that you have a private public whiteboard option where each person can break out into their own little whiteboards, and then the professor or whoever is organizing this meeting, they can put their stuff on the public whiteboard, which is viewable by everybody. Audio is also available. And then, of course, the other best part about Brainfuse is anything that you do on our site, on our whiteboard, is saved and stored in past sessions, including these sessions or any live sessions, whether it's your tutors, our tutors, and they can replay it later. They can send it to email it to other people by clicking here. You can also just view the transcript. Okay, so that's office hours in a nutshell, where you're going to need a kind of a three-way setup, or at least two, where if you just want kind of a random program where your faculty have the option to go to the tutor website, register on their own, create their own usernames, and just schedule themselves in, fine. But if you want a more structured, where it's more centralized, it's a three-way setup where there is a student page, which is what you're looking at now. There's the tutor page, which is what you're looking at now, and then there's the administrative page. There are two types of administrative access. This is the simpler version. If you really are gung-ho on having a full-fledged online tutoring program, then you may want to go with this layout, which is much more involved. It'll require probably more training that we need to do for you. Most clients go with this setup, whether it's to check the usage reports or to manage their tutors. And then you would register your tutors and create usernames here on the administrative side and email it to the faculty, telling them what their username and password is. And as I mentioned, you can also just turn to us, and we'll be more than happy to create usernames for your tutors. Okay, so that's office hours in a nutshell, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have, or maybe do another webinar. And if you have any questions for students, and again, this is found in the student guide booklet, but for faculty or administrators, if you have any questions, please contact either Jamie at jwallace@brainfuse.com or myself, Elise@brainfuse.com. But if you, like a student, also send us info@Brainfuse, that's fine. Our customer service people will be forwarding those emails to either myself or Jamie. Okay, so that is office hours, and also Meet in a nutshell. And again, Meet is a very, very interesting feature and very convenient feature. And we've noticed in the past that even those institutions that have a full-fledged online tutoring program using our tutors and their tutors, using office hours, etc., we've seen their faculty also use Meet because it's so convenient. Because all you got to do is just put in the person's email address. Nobody needs to be registered to use Brainfuse. And it's a very convenient whiteboard because there's audio. it accommodates a group. And whatever you do on the student whiteboard, the regular student whiteboard, which is the one that students get when they click on Live Help. So if you save documents or it's through the Message Center or My Cloud Pack, then it carries over. And you see the same buttons, Cloud Pack and Message Center, on the Meet whiteboard, and you can upload onto the whiteboard and go over the same things. Okay, that concludes our webinar for today. And if you have any additional questions, please send it to either myself, Elise at brainfuse.com, or Jay Wallace at brainfuse.com. All right, thank you so much.